So here we go again. Another director coming out with a movie and deciding to open in their mouth. So now we got Roland Emerich, who, for all intents and purposes, pretty much said, hey, Marvel and Star Wars are kind of ruining the industry a little bit. Now, all right. These directors, listen. Shut up. Make better movies then. Like Martin Scorsese. People, look, Martin Scorsese, an amazing director. I'm not trying to take nothing away from him. You are known for making gangster movies. That's your main bread and butter. Gangster movies. Do I enjoy them? Sure. But your movies have a very similar tone. But they'll be the first ones to watch one Marvel film, 2 DC movies, and go, I know everything about these movies ever. No. And now Roland Emmerich, seriously? And wait, this is coming from somebody that likes some of his movies. Like, for example, my friend and I the other day were talking about The Patriot. I love The Patriot. I think that movie is very enjoyable. I love Universal Soldier. After the third one, they kind of went off haywire to the point of confusion, but I liked Universal Soldier 1. It was a really cool movie, a cool concept. Loved Dolph Lundgren. I know he did 10,000 BC. I think that had a disaster volcano in it, so I'm counting that as a disaster movie. And Midday was a war movie. There's effort in war movies, but not the way I think a regular movie coming from concept is versus, hey, I'm going to take this and try to build around it. So now you have what this guy's main bread and butter is. Because I think 10,000 BC did have a destruction thing. Because he's coming out with Moonfall. Destruction movie. Independence Day Resurgence. Destruction movie. White House Down. Whether it was an action movie, it was another one of those kind of touch on Die Hard movies. Still a destruction movie because buildings were coming down. Destruction with a little bit more isolated, a little bit more action. Destruction movie nonetheless. You had 2012. I actually really enjoyed that film. Destruction movie. Day After Tomorrow, destruction movie, which is similar to 2012. Actually, very similar. Godzilla, the one that's Zilla, did a movie and failed so hard at this movie that Japan still has problems with us and handling their franchise. And so I had a great cartoon show, by the way. But then on top of that, it's like, okay, disaster movie still, just with a giant monster. Independence Day, he came up with Stargate, but the people who worked on Stargate later did better. So you got all these films, and most of what he's known for, if you notice, most of the ones I named that people will go, oh, I know that movie, is a destruction movie. Some form, whether it's aliens, whatever, it's a disaster movie. That's what they're called. So you're going to sit here and tell me that your bread butter being disaster movies, you are going to say anything about Marvel and DC? Also, this is another thing. All the directors, like the dude that did Dune, right? I think it's Duvernay. Hope I'm saying his name right. You're making a remake to something. They keep going, it's not original. Marvel, DC, and Star Wars, they're not original. No, you're just mad because they're the blockbusters, because I've seen them even say stuff like, people don't know how to watch movies anymore. No, people watch what they like. Now, since these directors seem not to understand, if you sit down and you watch a Captain America movie, right? Let's say you watch all 3 Captain America movies. They are not the same as all 3 Iron Man movies, and they are definitely not the same as all 3 Spider-Man movies from the MCU, or even the previous 2 or the previous 3 Spider-Man movies. So it's like, where do you guys get off saying this? Greatness or not? No. And Roland Emmerich, I'm like, me and my friend want to see Moonfall because we like disaster movies. But it's not just some masterpiece. Like, this is getting nuts. Stop going after Marvel and DC and Star Wars because they can do it better than you. Because that's what I hear. What I hear is, I don't like them because they're better than me. Now, I'm not saying that's my opinion about the films, but when you're constantly going after the big ones, it's like, where do we draw the line here? Because Why don't you focus on your movie instead of always talking trash? Basically, every director that talks trash about Marvel, DC, Star Wars, about how and I'm talking about trash specifically when they say they're ruining the industry. There's no such thing as ruining the industry. Movies are there to be movies. Slasher flicks are there to be slasher flicks. Are they ruining the industry now? No, it's a genre. It just happens to be that genre is the most popular. Just like at one point in time, Westerns were the most popular genre. And then there were space movies that were the most popular genre. So I need Martin Scorsese, DuVernay, all these people. Shut up. Keep Marvel out your mouth. If you don't want to do them, you don't like them, fine. But don't sit here and then try to say they're all the same, they're repeat movies. That's not why people go see them. Also, these are still kind of a new concept. I mean, the first, superhero film we got from Marvel was Howard the Duck in like the 80s. And beyond that, it was like Superman, this 40s. And I think Superman and Batman were like the only ones for a long time. So I don't know what's going on with these directors and why they keep opening their mouths about it. But Roland Emerich, all you do is their disaster movies mostly. You do a couple war movies, but mainly you do disaster movies, which is The Day After Tomorrow, which I enjoy, and 2012, which I enjoy, are pretty much interchangeable. And don't get me started on Independence Day Resurgence. I don't know what that garbage was. So it's just one of those situations where it's like, maybe, just maybe, shut up about the big ones, because they all do it to get the buzz up so they can see our movie. Because I'll say this right now, there's a reason why I haven't done it. Like Martin Scorsese was talking all that trash. The Irishman was boring. I actually struggled to get through that movie. I was actually quite bored through most of it. I'm not even the biggest fan of Eternals, and I didn't get bored. I got annoyed at some parts. There was a couple parts that got slow to the thing. Captain Marvel, I got a little bored. So yeah, it's one of those situations of directors, stop disrespecting your peers and do a better job. If you want your movies to be great, or you think they are, to do a better job so that more people see them. Because in all honesty, not everybody likes a gangster movie or whatever, but the reason why so many people want to go see a Marvel film, or a DC film, it's because it's entertaining, it's superheroes, and you get a different type of film in that scenario, just like how Westerns used to be. Geek Protagonists, I love to hear what y'all think, but my personal opinion, all the directors, don't talk about them no more. Until you can make a movie better than them, that makes more money than them, don't talk about it. Because at the end of the day, you're crying because you're not making enough money. See ya!